Morning, Arsene. Alexis lands later today. What have you heard about his fitness levels?
Not a lot, because we were in doubt before the game, 24 hours before the game against Uruguay. We didn't know will he play or not. In the end, they decided to play him. He texted us back that he's in a good shape after the game. He came off after 84 minutes. And then we have to wait. I see him tomorrow morning and see if we can be involved in the squad or not.
What will you consider when you think about playing him in all the games to come as well?
What I will consider basically is the risk of injury, because he played with a hamstring, recovering from a hamstring injury, and the way he feels as well, you know. And on that front, you depend a lot on the honesty of the players, how they feel, how they recover.
And the latest on Santi and Hector, please?
Hector is out for 4 weeks. He got injured in the last 10 seconds against Spurs on a very strong tackle from Danny Rose. And Cazorla is still out. For how long I don't exactly know, but he is still not even out in training.
Big games either side of the international break. What are your early thoughts on facing Man United?
But it's we go into the period of the big games, you know, one after the other, and the way we deal with this kind of games will be very important in our position in the league and in our ambitions. And overall, I believe we are on a very strong run. I think of 16 unbeaten games, and we had a little hiccup against Tottenham at home, and we want to restart to win our games again, and that's a good opportunity on Saturday morning.
Hi Arsene, you were quite outspoken about the possibility of Alexis playing for Chile. Now that he has played, what did you make of that decision, regardless of whether he's fit or not?
You know, it's very difficult to make a definite assessment on that, because I don't know how bad his injury was, and you have to trust the medical people from Chile. I understand completely that Alexis wanted to play. These are qualifiers, you know, it's not friendly games. Chile is not in a fantastic position to qualify for the World Cup, and I understand that Alexis is keen to play for his country for such an important game. After that, it's a period of November. It's a difficult period because it's the first signs where some players have played many games. Most of the time, it's a decisive period in the Champions League because it's game number 5. For most of the clubs, it's a very important games coming up in the Champions League. In the Championship, the first decisive games can turn up. So, of course, it's a period where you can pay a heavy price, because last year we lost important players in November for long periods.
Now, your international players, I don't know whether you know this or not, they travelled further than Manchester United's international players. Given it's an early kick-off and it's away up in Manchester as well, could that have an impact on this game?
I don't think so, you know. I believe that will not be down on Saturday morning to how many miles you made, but maybe more to how many good passes you make, and I don't think a few miles more will stop you from doing that, and how well we will fight together, how much we reconnect. You know, that is the most difficult part, is mental. When the players have been away, they've been under pressure for our national team, and to reconnect quickly with the club is the most difficult part.
In the home dugout on Saturday, of course, will be a certain Jose Mourinho. How would you describe your relationship with him now?
Look, I don't think I have to describe our relationship. He will fight for his team and I will fight for my team, and I think that's completely normal.
Will you shake hands?
Of course, I respect the ritual that is so important in the Premier League.
Arsene, you've never beaten a team managed by Jose Mourinho in the Premier League. Is this your best opportunity, given the form of the two teams?
You know, we didn't lose always. You present that. We have beaten them, and there was many draws as well. I think I won against every manager in the world in my during my 20 years here, and I do not make of these games a competition between two managers. It's between two clubs and two teams, and I think I can understand that people want to create controversy, but it's not that makes the audience. What will make the audience is the quality of the game, and we have seen a few games since the start of the season didn't respond completely to the expectation level between two big teams, and I think it's important that it's a top level game, because that will be watched all over the world, and for the reputation of the Premier League it's important that the quality of the game is good, and that will be down to the players who are on the pitch.
10 years since a Premier League win at Old Trafford for Arsenal.
Mhm.
What would a win do? Would it mean more than just 3 points? What would it do for the belief of your players?
It will strengthen our belief, and like every big game, strengthens your belief when you win it. But it's not. Some wins have been decisive at Old Trafford, but this one will just be a strengthening of our position in the league, what we of course want to achieve.
Are you surprised to see them so far off the pace at this stage?
No, because they are not so far. If you look mathematically, they are not so far. With the 3 pointers, everything can change very quickly. We've played only 11 games, so I believe that there's no position at the moment with the big clubs who is definite, and nobody's definitely out.
Thank you.
No Zlatan Ibrahimovic, though. How big a blow is that going to be to Manchester United?
Look, certainly they would prefer to have him, but we have as well players out, and let's not forget that last year the guy who killed us was Rashford. So let's not speculate on any weakness of Man United. I think if you look well, in 2016 we lost one away game in the whole year, and that was at Old Trafford. And so overall, on top of that, I think that is really the key game. Was a key game for us, and that's where we did not respond with the quality of a performance on the day. We did not only lose the game, but that's maybe one of the few away games in the whole year where our performance was not at the level. So we want to focus on that and respond with a strong performance, and after we have to accept the result. But what will be very important for me is that we respond with a strong performance on Saturday morning.
In that defeat last season, did Rashford take you completely by surprise?
Yes, of course, because me less, maybe, because I watched him against, I think they played against a Danish team midweek, and he scored, and I could see straight away that this guy could be dangerous. On crosses his movement was good, the way he moved in the box was strong. So, but yes, he took everybody by surprise because nobody knew him in England.
In the light of Wayne Rooney's apology this week, I just want to ask you a general question about players' behaviour and their relationship with alcohol. Over the last 20 years, do you feel that it's less of a culture than it was?
Yeah, of course.
What advice do you give to young players about how to behave in their downtime?
Just to follow instructions of their managers and their coaches.
What are those instructions?
Look, we have all been young. I think you have been as well, and we have not been all angels at 20 and 21. But overall, I believe that it's part of the youth to make mistakes, and after that analyze well. And I think all the big players who made big careers have that quality. They have assessment, a good assessment. All the big players make mistakes, but after they have a good assessment of a situation and they address it in a positive way.
And in terms of ticket prices, a survey has come out again, shows that Arsenal have the most expensive season ticket. Are you slightly concerned that football is in danger of pricing out the less well-off football supporter?
I believe that we have not the most expensive average price. We have so it's always, we have to be careful how you present that. and we have now for 4 or 5 years not increased the price of our tickets, and so we are, of course, I'm concerned that everybody at the club is concerned that we allow people who are less rich as well to afford to come to the games, yes, but we are as well in a system that we do not master. That means when the wages go up at Man City, at Man United, or in any other clubs, we are accused if we lose our players to these clubs, and because we do not pay the wages that the players demand. So we are in a system where we have to live with the requests of and the demands of the players.
Arsene, over the years when you face Jose Mourinho, often he has the upper hand. How significant is it for you right now that you go into this fixture in a much better position and under a lot less pressure than he's under right now?
I think it's Arsenal against Man United, and we have all won and lost games on both sides, you know, and you do not consider that you play against the manager, you play against the team, you analyze the strengths and the weaknesses, and that's it, basically.
How significant is it, though, that you can open up a 9-point gap at this stage of the season? I mean, do you see it still as two title rivals going head-to-head?
I don't think that I consider more our position in the league and to strengthen our position in the league more than the difference that we can make with Man United. And for us it's a very important game, because in the league we know we had an opportunity to go top of the league against Tottenham that we didn't take, and we want to respond straight away with a positive result.